Try to give it all to you, baby. The brand new Mercedes. Newborn baby, yeah. All you had to do was love me, baby. Oh man, what's going on, y'all? I tried to give it all to you, baby. The brand new Mercedes, the newborn baby, yeah. Sad. Tried to give it all to her. Y'all see, y'all see Donnell Jones out here, and the way, the way he be looking at me like that's what you look like when you put that woman first. That's the funny meme right there. He out here looking at verse. What's going on with y'all, man? What's the word? What's the deal? What's the play on this Tuesday? Tuesday. But yeah, man. Reason I'm singing that because I'm looking over my clips and ooh, it's just I don't know, man. Why is it the way it is? I don't know. This is a faithless world we live in, man. You know what I'm saying? And I am guilty of it because like I said, man, my most toxic trait. Oh yeah, let me say one thing. Shout out to the replay gang, man. Shout out to everybody that don't catch me live, but then go back and watch the show, man. They call that the replay gang. You know, go back, boost your numbers up. Shout out to y'all, man. You know, coming off the bench for your boy. All right, man. But shit. All right. So I'm looking, and I'm just wondering why is it like that? You know, I said my most toxic trait is the one that get me the furthest, you know, that has gotten me the furthest with women over the years. And it's just that I don't got no faith. Like, you know, they be like, yeah, I don't like this, or I do like that, or I want this, or I just be like, really? Oh yeah. I'm more like I'm gonna read people's actions. My criteria is different than than a lot of people. So I'm a lot of things they put a I feel like a lot of times, you know, ladies that put a lot of undue pressure on themselves to be a certain way. And I think it's a breath of fresh air or maybe, you know, a gust of wind from hell when they meet me and I'm more into their true nature than what they think they gotta be. I'm not into like, you know, like okay, I got a theory about it, right? So check this out. You know, we talk about these different archetypes of people that, you know, we date and we come up with these names for them and stuff like that. For example, we would call some dudes who are your typical guy, uneducated, and education is subjective, honestly. But let's just say kids, you know what I'm saying, lacks knowledge of the world, stuff like that. And they would call this guy like Pookie or Ray Ray. You know what I'm saying? So they'll call them Pookies and Ray Rays or whatever. I know y'all heard that term before. In this new dating landscape we live in, right? So check this out. I feel like this is how I feel, y'all. You know, this how I'm telling y'all people, you know, watching male, female, whatever, and especially to the fellas, right? So we got a lot of this stuff going on. Yes, Kanisha Pookie, you already know. Nah, but so we got a lot of this shit going on, right? And we have a lot of these like debates about the sexes and everything going on. And I feel like a lot of times, man, we go after the female equivalent of Pookie and Ray Ray. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see women out here trying to go after and address who they feel is Ray Ray or Pookie and save him. So why is we trying to save, you know what I'm saying, Shaniqua? Why is we trying to save, you know what I'm saying, whoever, like the female equivalent of them, the girls y'all are worried about trying to get them into marriage and get them to do this shit, man, they just not on that shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth getting your nuts in a knot. It ain't worth, you know what I'm saying, going out protesting. Oh, modern women. Like, it's some girls out here that's all mixed up, and I hate to see a girl really in her 20s, throw her 20s away thinking them options gonna persist forever. Cause, once you hit the 30s and that nice vehicle that just was running on good low miles needed a little tune up, you know what I'm saying, here and there, it's gonna be different. Then you gotta switch your tune up. Oh, bars. I ain't even think about that. When you need a tune up, you go switch your tune up. Oh, oh. See how it all tied together? That's how you know I'm what's the word when you be when you inspired and you just preaching or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, so it's like that. I feel like in that regard, you kind of want to give them some guidance if they willing to listen. But overall, it ain't nobody's job to. Well, for me, I ain't saving none of these hoes. I don't care what they want to do. They want to be cheaters. They want to be liars. They want to be outside. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. They could be inside, outside. It's their choice. They could be married, unmarried. They could be faithful. They could be whatever they want to be. It's not my job to running the burning building. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an emotional fireman, and my emotional fire hose doesn't exist, and I'm not putting out emotional fires you done made in your own building. Because if I would have came like, hey, this is a nice building, you should take care of it. You like, this is my house. I do what I want to do. And you know what, girl? You do what you want to do, and I'm not never going to be the one to stop ya. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, without winners, wouldn't be no losers. Without day, wouldn't be no night. Without no ups, it wouldn't be no downs. Without no downs, it wouldn't be no ups. So I don't expect everybody to think the right way and to want to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Some of us were destined to be examples, I'm gonna say that one more time. No, I'm not gonna say that one more time, because some of y'all might be out there, chest hurt. He hitting me right here. So, I ain't gonna say it no more. But yeah, we got a good one for y'all today. The first girl, she heard the dude talking. He seemed, man, so to me, right? He on Melly Monaco's show, the Pineapple Show. Seemed like a good, solid dude. He seemed well spoken. He ain't had no kids, If anything, I could say he seemed a little nervous, but I wouldn't say it was from the chick. I would say it was more from probably just so many people watching and you trying to make sure your convo hitting and all that, right? But she heard some shit wrong and like kick, and you say pineapples when you want the person off the show, and she kicked dude off the show. But prior to, like, she dismissed him, right? But prior to that, he was saying like she couldn't really find nothing on him, and I felt like she was looking for something, right? And she couldn't really find it. So what she finally kicked him off for was like some shit she made up in her head. I'm gonna let y'all hear it, man. That's why I said, was it death by design or was it miscommunication or intimidation? So we gonna check that out, and then that kind of lead me into the other thing with Lala Anthony. I don't know if y'all familiar with her. For those of y'all that's not, she's Carmelo Anthony's ex-wife, I want to say. I don't know if they still married. Shit, I hope not. Because, yeah, she be making the rounds. But nah, so she was talking about, and this is why I put Sierra and her and Russell in the thumbnail. Because her and Sierra is real close friends. And she talking about like her married friends are miserable. Like most of her married friends are miserable. Then she gonna say not all of them, but most, because she gonna try to add that disclaimer. But if you friends with a married couple, like a famous married couple, you know what I'm saying? And you talking about your married friends are miserable. Come on now. Like, we already know what's going on. You're taking shots, and I mean, I'm gonna play the clip, but in my opinion, I think she trying to, I ain't gonna say she exposing Sierra. In a way she is, but in a way it's like people already know, man, y'all was a spotlight couple. Y'all was a pot burner, a pot boiler couple. You know what I'm saying? It's books that they call pot boilers, right? where they say that the book is just good for the moment while it's hot. You know what I'm saying? It's like it might be a book like Superhead book or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Where a bunch of people reading it, and then after that, ain't nobody talking about it. It be some relationships like that. A bunch of people be into it, then ain't nobody talking about it. It seemed like since Russell Wilson and Sierra, and girls wanting to know Sierra's prayer, shit done got worse between men and women. I don't know if it was that damn prayer or not, but the prayer ain't work, y'all. Y'all need a new prayer. Maybe we needed to join hands with y'all or something, but man, that prayer ain't work, because since the Sierra's prayer era, shit that got way worse between, men and women out here or whatever, especially as far as finding a husband. It's more women talk about they don't want to be married, which is kind of what the clip is about. Than women talking about, oh, Sierra, oh, I want to be a Russell Wilson. Like, you know what I mean? And I mean, Russell Wilson, you bought in, bro. You ain't sell out, but you bought in. And yeah, it is what it is, man. You are where you are. You got who you got. And the last thing I'm going to hit y'all with is an update on Tyre Nichols. And, you know, sad situation. Day to day K in the building. What's going on? Moderation gang on deck. Hit y'all with that update on Tyre Nichols, man. That's a sad situation. Me and my daughter was talking about that, and she was talking about how she didn't want to watch it because it's like, and I remember being like this at a point when I was young too, and I bet all black people go through this. Like, you just get sick of seeing it. It's like it's traumatic. They think it's for them since it ain't them, and they grew up watching people get lynched and burned, and they got racist grandparents and great grandparents who got old postcards and racist memorabilia with black people with pink lips and all that. Like, since they grew up pretty much with racism as part of their culture, when they see stuff happen to black people, it more or less probably give a lot of these racists, you know what I'm saying, mayonnaise mafia, probably give a lot of them a warm, bubbly feeling, like where it gives us a traumatic feeling have to see something like that. You know what I'm saying? They probably be like, well, things are never going to change. Fire up the casserole. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just going about their life. But my baby was like, she don't want to watch it. She don't want to see that shit. She like the without even seeing it, hearing about it so much, the trauma is already there. And then it's like, she was like, she just don't feel like seeing it. Like, she don't know if she want to see it. Kind of hurt me a little bit, to think that, it's like that. But I know what she felt, and I was telling her, like, yeah, I feel that same way. But I also told her with the Tyre Nichols situation, she had to watch it because these were black officers that did this, and that's what people need to know. That's why it's not even like racism has spinoffs. Racism sometimes, it works so well for building America. It bred a lot of self-hate in black people. A lot of black people that get in positions of power despise the black people beneath them. You know what I'm saying? And they try to become their oppressor. You know what I'm saying? So these black officers, yeah, it's like the black Hispanic officers, stuff like that. They gonna do you worse than the white officers sometimes. Man, get them likes up, y'all. Don't just walk in the house. You know what I'm saying? You got COVID, you coughing and shit. You ain't got no mask on. You know what I'm saying? Just walk in and shit. Hi, just COVID breath me in the face. Don't even just say nothing or nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? So hit that like button, man. Say something, But nah, so they try and do people worse. They try and do their own people even worse, man. And do other minorities worse to shore up white supremacy. It was this Puerto Rican chick I used to talk to, and her brother was a police officer. And she was like, she got on her brother like cause he was getting mad. And I seen her bitch ass brother too one time. And I never knew it was her brother. They do kind of look alike, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, man, I'm mad, man, when he first started, became an officer. And she was like, what you so mad about? He was like, man, I want to bust some of these niggas' heads, like some of these dumbass niggas out here. Like, I guess it wasn't enough crime going on for him, or it wasn't enough action for him in the black neighborhood where he could get violent. Like, he couldn't wait to get his badge and his uniform to go have some like no account violence against some cool looking black guys or some tough looking black guys or just whatever. I don't know. Be some bitch ass shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And here in Mac World, we be speaking on that shit. So if you part of the mayonnaise mafia or the crack ass cracker committee, and you don't like hearing about no real shit, You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. On the flip side, shout out to all my cool white brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all my, you know what I'm saying, cool people of every other race, creed, and color, and you know what I'm saying, sex and gender. I don't care if you come this way, transform that way. I don't care. Shout out and peace to you. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't about hating on nobody else or holding nobody else back, you know, we welcome you over here in Mac World. But yeah, we gonna get into it, y'all. And before we do that, y'all already know what I gotta do, man. I gotta get these analytics. I gotta throw some music. I was working on this beat the other day and shit. It's kind of slapping. Me and my homeboy working on a little ditty to it. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this on and we gonna get this thing started, y'all. Mac World, let's go. Said look like I'm getting ready to box Kanisha. Yeah, I'ma beat something up. You know what I'm saying? Mac World. What it do, y'all? It's a silly ass world today, man. Folks is silly, man. I don't know, man. I feel like some people they be having a solution looking for a problem. They'll decide something about themselves, or they'll decide something about people or a person or just whatever, and then they just run with that shit. And despite the truth, they try to make it true, no matter how true the shit is. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get right into this first clip, right? So we got the chick on here. She on the Pineapple Show. You know, Melly Monaco, my baby. You know what I'm saying? And basically, she talking to the dude. He ain't coming on here with a lot of problems. You know, he wasn't coming out here really looking to. Let me get out the way so y'all can see him and shit. I'm gonna go to my side view. All right, so he's not coming on here. Whole lot of problems, shit like that. Hold on, maybe I'll do this. Matter of fact, so y'all can see them a little better. Yeah, cause y'all need to. All right, so check it out. Come on here straight. They having a decent little conversation or whatever. She asking them questions. I think sometimes some people be seeking attention too hard, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe she was just too busy looking for red flags instead of looking for what she liked. Because I remember a book I read. I used to work at the library on North Avenue when I was in high school. That was a time that really had a big impact on my life because I always been an avid reader. So when I had access to all these different books and I learned the decimal system and all that, I would just, anything I wanted to learn, I looked it up. You know what I mean? I looked up books on everything from, like everything, all type of shit. Whatever I wanted to learn about, I looked it up. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of them times where, you get into the situations with these people like this, and they'll look at you and be like, well, I had a chick that I was talking to at the time, and I was reading. I was a big reader. I had a bunch of books, and she like, she come by there with her friend, her little hood rat friend, and she like, you read all these books, or you gonna read all these books? And I'm like, shit, yeah, if I can, you know what I'm saying? And she look at her friend, she all like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the good thing was something bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will see what they want to see no matter what you doing. And I don't know if it be a intimidation thing or what, because I don't know. I'm gonna let y'all look at it and see what y'all think about it. Hold on. Let's go.
TD Jake's the last guy. So how's everything going? Where are you located?
Ooh, I'm in the South.
Oh, okay. Not
trying. You don't want to say what city you stop it.
No, shit. I live in Atlanta.
So even that right there, he like, where you located? And she like, ooh, like, I'm in the South. Like, he's some type of stalker or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or he's some type of like, I don't know. It's just crazy how people will they'll make their own like barriers or whatever. Like, you're not acting like that. I'm trying to see if I could get his picture a little bit better, because I see on the big screen it's kind of cut off. All right, let me see. Let's just try it like this for a second, y'all. If y'all want me to switch the angle up to make it bigger, let me know. Y'all don't want to see her. He looked like a knockoff Mo 3, and she got a default kit. She got some lashes and some eyebrows that don't look real. Let's go.
He's in the U.S. Okay. In the South. Okay. Well, I'm in D.C. I don't know if you've ever been. There's a lot to do.
I haven't. My sisters live. No, I'm lying. I've definitely been to D.C., but it was a while ago. My sisters live there.
33, no kids. I'm actually 5'7". Hey.
How many do you have?
No kids.
No kids. Okay.
No at all.
Why don't you have kids? What happened?
Say it again.
You've never been in a long-term relationship that you felt?
I have. I was in one for 4 years, but that was about 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Red flag number one, she's saying her asking him, why doesn't he have kids? Because he's 33 years old. Why?
I know that's so crazy. I've been in that same situation, right? But it's even more crazier with me because I have a daughter. You know what I'm saying? But people, this is the question girls ask me that I don't understand. I be like, I got a daughter, and they'll be like, you don't want no more? I'm like, what is your obsession with these kids, man? Like, why would I just want more kids? Like, not do you want to get married? Not do you want to, you know what I'm saying? Not nothing about no fatherhood or nothing that having to do with no fatherhood or nothing. Like, just do I want more kids? Man, I don't look at kids as little beacons to get attention from people and get free food, man. Like, you hoes is tripping out here. They be like, do you want more kids? Like, no. Do you want more kids? And then you know what they be saying? They be like, I don't know. I might want one or two more. They don't be want nothing but some kids. And I feel sorry for, man, I feel sorry for you. You know how dude on Minister Society was like, I feel sorry for your mother. Like, man, I feel sorry for your kids. You know what I'm saying? Just wanting to pop kids out, but no, let a woman be 33 and she ain't got no kids. It's like, hey girl, yes girl, but a dude be like he 33 and he ain't got no kids, man. It be like, dude, call the alderman and find out why he don't got no kids. Nigga don't want to be out here, you know what I'm saying?
Because when you become a
Sticking this thing and everything. Let's go.
responsible, when you encounter a man who is not, he seems like an alien almost. Because what she's demonstrated in this short amount of time of talking to this man is that she is a woman who doesn't recognize a man who knows his value and understands the resources he has to offer and what he brings to the table.
And that's 100% true. I promise you, because like, try it. Just, and anybody out here, I don't even want to say try it, because man, contrary to what you believe out there, black man, you supposed to have something in life. You not no anomaly. You not a bear. You supposed to own a house. You supposed to have a car. You supposed to do all that shit. You don't got to feel guilty, or you don't got to feel like, oh, like, cause you gonna get in a situation when you start accomplishing things as a black man where you gonna come across a lot of people that they will take it personal. It sounds stupid, but it's real. They will take it like, I done had girls tell me like, oh, you ain't this and you ain't that. And I know people with money, like, bitch, I'm broke. You better know some people with some money. Because I'm broke. I haven't mentioned my money to you. I'm not talking about money, and I'm not gonna defend you accusing me of not having money to you, because why we even talking about money? Or it's like a girl I talk to and it's like, what you doing, or everything I talk to is about getting to the money. I'm trying to get some. I be like, that's a weird conversation, that money conversation or whatever. And don't nobody that I know that got money, like, I know people with a lot of fucking money and shit, but don't nobody I know that got money talk about money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen Bill Gates with a big ass chain or nothing, or be like, yeah, just out here getting to the money, or like, you just have that shit and it just be there. You know what I'm saying? And you just know you ain't got to worry about it. Money is more about not worrying about, not always having it on your mind. You know what I'm saying? And especially having physical money, to me, that's like food stamps now. Like, what the fuck am I gonna be doing with some actual physical money and shit? Like, shit don't make no sense. But nah, so we gotta get up off of that though, man. I know I be going off on my side notes or whatever, but nah, people don't be expecting you to have nothing as a man sometimes, or they take it like, oh, who you think you is? I be like, my mama's son, you know what I'm saying? Shit, my daddy's son, I don't know. Fuck you think you is? Bald head ass. Let's go.
It's been a while. So, yeah, I'm in the IT field. Been doing that for about 8 years. Computer geek, pretty much.
Okay.
Still in DC. I date here and there. Haven't found anybody I connect with.
What are the qualities that you want your girl to have?
Somebody understanding, somebody spontaneous, someone that has their own sense of self. Pretty much, I know a lot of times I don't care about a woman's income, but I want her to be rich in mindset. You know what I mean? Because something can happen to me one day, and then, I need
So
after my
you
kids.
feel like you're just gonna provide everything for your woman. You don't want her to work.
No, what I'm saying is, yes, I would like for her to work.
Okay.
But like I said, I want her to have her own sense of self. Like, I don't want you to sit around and feel like you don't have to do anything.
I peeped like how he said a sense of self. He ain't say shit about working or nothing like that. He said a sense of self. Immediately, she went to like working and like shit like that. Like, I think a lot of times we've been taught, they've been trying to teach women, you can become a man by trying to compare to a man financially, or you can try to reduce what a man's worth is to a situation to strictly his financial situation, or how he feels about your finances, or just whatever. However, like, that's what I'm saying about that money shit. Just make shit weird when you not unless I'm a bum begging, I don't care about no bitch money. Unless she a bum begging, she shouldn't care about my money. If we getting to know each other, you know, you come over, you got on nice clothes, you dress nice. I'm not gonna be like, oh, how much you pay for your hair? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Or just whatever they gonna be like. The money situations be goofy as fuck for real when anybody worried about money too much, right? So when he just talking about a sense of self and she is like, well, what about working? And to me, that's a red flag. Let's go.
You sound like a great guy. What is your red flag? Why are you single? Like, what do you think?
Like I said, it's been a mixture of me being single for a while. It's pretty much been a mixture of me dating to be honest, dating with intention, without intention, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, maybe meeting somebody and it didn't work out. I'm the type of,
And I know some of you guys have probably experienced this also.
Yeah, like he keeping it 100, and he ain't saying nothing out of the ordinary. He's saying like basically he's just saying like you right. I'm single because a nigga had options and I'm trying to choose wisely. I ain't just trying to run up on nobody. But she threw some shit in there. She threw some salt in the game. I don't know if y'all hear, but she was like, she was like, you seem like a great guy. What is your red flag? Why are you single? I bet you she's single too, but she don't consider herself single because she's a red flag or because there's red flags with her. I bet you she consider herself single by choice, but with a man, it's like, why you single? Because they looking to put you in one or two categories, toxic or player. Like either you're relationship, some type of relationship loving toxic dude, or you're you don't want a relationship because you just want to be a player. How dare you, black man, have a good career, some peace of mind, some goals, and be accomplished? That's not what you single for, and that's not as a result of you being single and making good choices. We got to find something wrong with you. She look like she on the job. She making her stupid face, you know? So let's see if she can find something wrong with him. I think y'all already know the answer to this. Let's go.
Because this is something that a lot of women don't understand and that they just don't grasp, is when a man reaches a point where he knows what his value is, he understands what he brings and what he has to offer, he's not going to just settle for any type of woman. Chances are he probably had his fun, maybe a relationship or two that didn't work out. But now that he's made himself into the quality and kind of man that he envisions for himself, he's just not going to sit there and accept any type of woman to come into his life unless she meets a certain standard also.
Guy, if I feel like I'm trying too hard, I kind of back off. It's kind of, I'm not trying to look for anybody perfect, but it's like, you've all been there when you're dating multiple guys, and it's like, one does it for you, and one does it for you, and it's kind of like...
You just said, we've all been there when you date multiple guys. Pineapple.
I said you.
Y'all heard it, right? Y'all heard that, right? She said, did you just say we've all been there when we've dated multiple guys? Always looking for something, man. And it's like, that's what it start out, shame, ignore, guilt, need to be right. You know what I'm saying? First, she was trying to shame him, then ignore him. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even get through all the shit. She was gonna get to the guilty part. You know what I'm saying? But she was just shaming and ignoring him. And then she turned around and talk about, you know, y'all heard it, but let's go back. Let's go back and see if she heard what she thought she heard, right? Just to see if women be, oh my God,
Trust
man.
me,
I don't know
I'm
what to
listening.
say, man.
I'm listening.
Not
to
all
the
women
words
a
that just
knucklehead.
ran out of his mouth.
I don't
And she
know what he
swears she
said.
heard that shit too. Let's go. Hold on.
Trust me, I'm listening. I'm listening to all the words that just ran out of his mouth.
I don't know what he said. No, but I think he was just saying we as far as like us dating, but not
No, he said we've all been there when we date multiple guys. I heard him.
Let's see if she actually was listening, or did she hear what she wanted to hear? Because, you know, we're talking about modern women here.
It's kind of, I'm not trying to look for anybody perfect, but it's like, you've all been there when you're dating multiple guys, and it's like, one does it for you, and one does it.
You know, I like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not. Now, if her argument is that he said we and not you, obviously she wasn't listening. But he clearly said, you've all been there.
She just couldn't handle the fact that she was looking for something on dude and he wasn't saying nothing. So my question to y'all was, because obviously he said you all been there when you dated multiple guys, right? So what my question was that a miscommunication or was that intimidation? Because I feel like she was just hearing what she wanted to hear. I feel like either way it went, she would have found something wrong with whatever he was saying. You know what I mean? Like she was looking for something wrong, and she gonna try to. He wasn't. You know, like I said, having problems communicating, answering questions, or none of that. So she had to try to hinge it on one word, on some semantics, and she had to like make it up or whatever. So I mean, that's what I talk about. Sometimes people just go looking for the bad, and they manifest that negativity, or like if they want to believe, like first they want to believe something or some type of red flag with this person, then they just go trying to make that shit real. You know what I mean? And that shit lame, man. It be some people out here, they do all this face, all that, it's all done up, and oh shit, it's all done up and all that. I dropped my Mickey. If face is all done up and all that, right? But it's all to cover some shit up. You know what I mean? All this shit they doing, it's all to cover something up. And what's up here. Not hearing what they want to hear, looking to be incooperative and all that. And you know, speaking of that, that brings me to my next story. I know y'all remember Lala Anthony. Well, she was married to Carmelo Anthony, his ex-wife or whatever. I don't know if they still married or whatnot. I doubt it. But let's see what she got to say. Let's go.
Jada Black here. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I want to talk
Shout out
about
to Jada Black.
Lala Anthony. She's had some comments to say. I've spoken about her recently, about her struggles dating, and how I think that she's starting to realize that she's not going to get the pick of the men she wants, and she's going to have to settle, or she's going to have to go back to Carmelo Anthony. Now, according to this article, Lala Anthony explained why most of her
Nah, I'm gonna say one thing. Like, I use the clips, but a lot of times I don't necessarily agree with the person, you know, the person whose clips, like who is narrating. So like Jada Black, right? Like I might use the clip for the video, and that's why I always shout out the content creator in the channel. If I find the original video, I just use the original. Otherwise, what I really want y'all to pay attention to is the clip itself, like the content of it, not so much what the host is saying as far as their opinion, because a lot of times my opinion differ. And that's why I told y'all what I was telling y'all at the beginning of the show. I don't feel necessarily like, oh, she gonna have to do this, she gonna have to do that, or she gonna have to go back to Carmelo Anthony or whatever. I feel like Lala could be a hoe if she want to be. If she want to be, get a couple cats and dogs, and she want to just get out here until she whatever age she want to be, that's on Lala. I'm not like me. I'm not in the business of saving, you know what I'm saying, them when they want to go and do what they want to do. Every girl don't want to be a certain way, but for the ones that do, man, let them, you know, let them do what they want to do. That's how I feel. I just want to say that. Let's go.
married friends are miserable. And y'all tell me that nothing is wrong with marriage. These women absolutely want out of their marriage, especially if they've been married for 10 years or longer. Because women who haven't really been married like that, they still have this thought of getting married. But I think that Lala here is coping with the fact that her married friends still have a marriage and she doesn't. So this could be her way of trying to downplay marriage because she's not in one. Or she...
That's true. She say all her married friends is miserable, but it be like the single friend that be faking like her life is going all good, you know, trying to make it like that. The married friends always thinking she living this way or living that way. Man, she ain't doing nothing but trying to... A lot of times, a lot of these girls, they say, oh, they don't need no man, but then that's what they spend their time doing, not actively not needing a man for everything or whatever. And I want to say this. How y'all feel about this, man? I ain't never heard a girl say, I done heard a girl say that they ain't need a man before, right? But I ain't never heard a girl say, they say they don't need a man, they want a man. But I never heard a girl say they want some D. You know what I'm saying? I always hear girls say they need some D. Like, man, I need some, you know what I'm saying? Some disco stick. Like, I don't never hear them say they just want it. But an actual man, they be like, I don't need a man, I just want a man. You know what I'm saying? So ain't that backwards? Shouldn't it be the other way around? I don't know. I'm just a small town country boy. Let's go.
She could still be telling the truth.
Small town
But
city boy. Let's go.
This is why you're seeing a lot of divorces recently. A lot of women filing for divorce. I even saw where Megan Good, who was married to Devon Franklin, she spoke about how happy she was about the fact that she's single and that she's very hopeful about where her life is going. That's only because she's been married since before social media really started to take off, and she realized she can go out here and, you know, thirst trap and chase after the men that she actually wants to be with. That she
I'm
the
gonna go
lifestyle.
forward a little
Women
bit.
who've been married,
And a lot of time, what y'all got to think about
get
is
married.
this. A lot of time, what y'all got to think about is this with these people. Why they don't mind when their marriages go bad, like especially in a situation like with Lala Anthony, because she know when they break up that she's walking away with some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she happy to be single because she married Carmelo Anthony right when he became an NBA star, and she haven't done nothing but enjoyed the luxury life off of him, and she was able to convert, you know, her image and herself into like a career and acting and all that. So now, yeah, she probably feel like I don't need nobody at this particular point. You know what I mean? And she probably don't. And if she don't want nobody, shit, let her have nobody. It's funny because a lot of people that be like, I don't like people. Nobody like you anyway. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that be like, I don't need no man. It's like you would be useless to a man anyway. What would you do to a man? You know what I'm saying? But try to stress him out and compete with him. And there's some dudes like they have always been raised by confrontational, you know what I'm saying? Mother, fathers, like I'm the mother and the father. Like, so they are used to a woman barking down their neck and calling them a little bitch and you know what I'm saying? All that. And there's some dudes like that you could get, but don't know. A lot of dudes, they don't want that shit. They don't want to compete with you, dude. They gonna be like, no, I don't want to do it. So a lot of people that
She
don't
really
want
thought
nobody
that
just
she
know
had
that nobody
options.
wants
She
you.
really thought
It's
that
all
she
gonna
was
work
going
out
to
in
be
the
able
end.
to be the man she wanted. So now, Lala, you know, has a lot of things that she was wanting, but she don't have the man that she wants. And what women got to understand is the men that they want are in short supply. So either they're going to be in a relationship, or a lot of them are going to be single because a lot of these women want the same men.
Hey, and that's facts, right? I was talking about that the other day, where, you know, they try to equivalate men and women so much, they make it seem like it's like a bunch of just single dudes out here that choose to be single, and then it's like a bunch of girls out here that choose to be single, when really it's like, you know, it's more on the women because they have the choice. You know what I'm saying? They choose as far as, you know what I'm saying, who, like, we can be attracted, but in the end, they have to make the decision. I'll give you a perfect example. If you put 50 dudes in the room and you put 50 girls in the room, it's like 50 of the dudes might be able to agree, okay, we each gonna pick a girl. You know what I'm saying? But on the girl side, they 50, they gonna get together, and what they gonna do right away is they gonna decide what girls don't, or they, like the dudes, we'll probably come up with a system for everybody to pick a girl. You know what I'm saying? Like some drawing some numbers or just whatever. But with the girls, they gonna get together right away, and they all gonna decide on who all don't qualify and narrow it down to about like 5 dudes, probably less than that, out of the 50 that they want. Let's say like 10 dudes out of the 50. And all 50 of them is going to want them 10 dudes, and it's going to be 40 dudes that don't nobody want. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? A lot of women, they want the same thing, and they just want what another woman want. they could want one of the dudes, and if no other women don't want him, they might change their mind. Like, nah, I don't want him. You know what I'm saying? So let's go.
Even Lala Anthony was talking about the Sierra prayer, but she can get a Russell Wilson, right? Like they all want the same type of men, and a lot of those men aren't available for these women, and they leave their other situation because they think they're going to be able to do better.
Look, Russell look happy as hell. Let me see if my Zoom it gonna work for me today. Hey, Zoom it. All right, Russell look genuinely happy and shit. Look, he look like he's genuinely happy and shit. Like, man, look at me I got my collar flipped up. I'm cool. He got a fade. You know what I'm saying? He went from that Cuban haircut he had to like a fade. Look at Sierra. She look like is she smiling or biting her lip? And then she leaning towards Lala and leaning away from Russell. Oh man, body language is a motherfucker, man. It's a motherfucker, but I don't know. I never bought their marriage though.
And it's not happening. So what Lala's doing, she's trying to put it out here that even married people are miserable. You know, because she's miserable, because she doesn't have anybody.
Lala
so she wants to talk about how, you know, these married couples are together, they're miserable. The only way they're miserable is if one of the two don't want to be in a marriage, which is how it a lot of times always is. But what a lot of people got to understand is, you know, that's just her way of coping with being single and not having the relationship that she wants. And y'all got to understand, a lot of times these women don't truly understand how bad the dating market is.
Lala
they don't understand how bad the dating market
like
is until they are single.
She looked like this girl that I know. I can't say her name. Who had very few limits. She got that look. She went to Nicolay. What up, Fresh? If you watching this, don't she look like somebody in their heyday that went to Nicolay, man? You already know. Let's go.
And then they see, you know what? Maybe I should have worked it out, because marriage is difficult. But it just seems like the littlest thing breaks these couples apart. And I'm like, y'all couldn't have been a couple 50 years ago. Couldn't have been. Because you know how much shit that went on that both had to deal with? But the littlest thing, y'all ready to leave town? Now, I'm not saying that, you know, Carmelo didn't have his indiscretions, but she has maintained a good co-parenting relationship with Melo. She hasn't had any really bad things to say about him, so it can't be that bad, right? Because usually if a woman is really scoring, she'll tell
disagree.
You.
See, that's
and
what
Lala
I'm talking
hasn't
about.
really said that.
Like, I don't feel like
now where she's always wanted to be. She has her own career, right? She got the body done, and she feels like her value in the market will land her the man that she wants.
Nah, that I agree. I kind of sort of agree with that. I agree that, you know, after she got her body done and everything like that, her prospect changed and she started looking at things different. She wasn't doing things conducive to being a mother and a wife and all that. She was doing things conducive to being like power couple, celebrity couple. You know what I'm saying? Like, the like kind of like branching off. It's a whole hustle out here. Like, black men with money are a hustle. They in themselves are a hustle. It's like it's known and it's accepted. Like, oh yeah, I slept with this basketball player and like walked away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to get a kid out of them. You just want to get some of that money. You don't want the man. You just want the money. And you know, she did what she had to do. And you know, she talking about her friends.
While serving as a guest co-host on the Breakfast Club on Wednesday, marriage became the topic of discussion, prompting the BMF star to explain why she thinks more people are opting out of wedlock. I don't hear people who aren't married saying like, I want to get married. You just start hearing it less and less, she said on the show. That's not true. There's a lot of women out here talking about marriage. It's just,
I agree though. Like, you do hear people talking about getting married less and less, or that they don't want to necessarily be married or whatever. And I mean, it's just, you know, you got to think about it. they took marriage and changed it from, you know, being a sacred thing to being a status symbol. So a lot of people got in status marriages and they not happy. And then everybody looking at it. What it do? EB in the building. What's going on with your brother? Brother EB in the building. But yeah, a lot of people got in like status marriages and stuff like that. And yeah, they didn't necessarily get happy. It made you look responsible. It was something that you felt you were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? As a logical next step. But a lot of times, man, I say if you never really had a time of life, a time of like a period in your life to really just, you know, learn yourself and find yourself, then it's going to come back on you. And it don't matter married, not married. You know, it's like you need that time. And the more you fight it and you try to grow with somebody else, and then that don't work out, now you with somebody else and you trying to grow with that person, you not really, you know, you getting like, man, you don't want too many chefs in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? This person come in making vegan shit. This other person come in making pure pork meals or just whatever, you know? He say he got the Stay Warm hoodie on. Yeah, you already know, E. You know, I was down here editing and shit. I just put that new video out this morning. So you know, I get in my bum mode when I'm working. I try to just buckle down and stuff. But yeah, so it's crazy, man. We gotta watch that. You know, people getting in these situations for the wrong reason and then might sabotage somebody who in it for the right reason. And we just gotta be mindful of that. Everybody is different. Everybody's goals are different. Everybody's outlook is different. So just don't let nobody, you know, make you think that you're supposed to be in the situation. But if you are in the situation and your shit is going good for you, don't let nobody else who might have blew their situation, you know, try to influence you to blow yours too. If I was Sierra, you know, unless I was planning on thotting out, which she probably is, I wouldn't even be hanging with Lala. You know what I'm saying? It's like birds of a feather flock together. And that brings me to my next topic. These police officers that beat up Tyre Nichols, some stuff start coming out about them and they backgrounds and stuff they've been into in the past. And it's kind of right up that alley of the shit that they did. Let's go.
Basically, the news has been covering so much involving the murder of Tyre Nichols, but now they're starting to dig a little bit deeper into the backgrounds of the officers that were involved with him. But when it comes to people in particular of the 5, these 2 right here come up the most. And what I'm going to do is this is going to be a 2-for-1 special, because it's like, why do separate videos when I can knock them out in just one fell swoop? And their names are Tadarius Bean, and that's the one on the left. And the one on the right, his name is Demetrius Haley. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to
Tadarius looked like he wanted to be a punk ass cop all his life
within one video. So let's start with Tadarius Bean. And let me just put it like this. When it comes to both of them, they're going to use this. I have a feeling that when this goes to trial, they're going to use this against them to further prove how violent they were, or the violent tendencies that they have, especially with these 2 right here. But it says Tadarius Bean, former Memphis police officer involved in Tyre Nichols' killing, was president of a scandal-scarred fraternity. One of the 5 former Memphis police officers charged with the murder and the deadly beating of Tyre Nichols was the president of a fraternity with several recent scandals at its chapters. Tadarius Bean, age 24, was the president of the Omega Psi Phi's Eta Zeta chapter at the University of Mississippi, according to his LinkedIn page. The fraternity was founded in 1911 at Howard University in Washington, D.C., a historically black college. It claims to be on the front line, leveraging its power, influence, and more than 100 years of commitment to the uplift of our people and our communities, according to Omega's website. But the fraternity and its members, however, have been involved in several troubling incidents in recent years.
So basically, dude was the head of a fraternity or whatever, and you know, a lot of these fraternities had these scandals, and a lot of times they involve violence or whatever. So you already know, right up his alley. Let's go.
In 2019, Omega's chapter at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia, was suspended over a slew of disturbing incidents involving pledges or people looking to join the group, including at least one hospitalization, the Virginian Pilot reported. Potential newcomers were beaten, and some were forced to chug hot sauce or pour it down their pants to simulate a sexually transmitted disease. In 2018, a 45-year-old man looking to join in 100 necessary paperwork on his found he had not slam real hand. Age 18 and went 4 years. That means he graduated his on. Then they might actually surprise you and shock you. That wasn't, of course, the paddling part. They're going to there, especially that part about the comment. It's a $350,000 bail. Into second-degree murder. The officer at the 7th, the 29-year-old, a FedEx worker and father of a 4-year-old boy, died 3 days later in the hospital. Pepper spray station, the Virginian pilot reported. Potential newcomers were beaten, and some were forced to chug hot sauce or pour it down their pants to simulate a sexually transmitted disease. In 2018, a 45-year-old man looking to join an Omega Sci-Fi chapter in Brooklyn had his buttocks and testicles paddled between 150 to 200 times.
Fraternity's always doing gay stuff, man. It's always paddling butts and nuts and elephant chains and simulating STDs, man. It'd be a big fruity ass group of like, oh, we fruity, but we'll do like violent shit and like, oh, it's all about keeping each other's secrets and shit, man. This, I should have known he was on some fruity frat boy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't like them niggas in college, man. They all moved off funny and they wouldn't talk to you unless you was in a fraternity, even though we all black. Oh, now they Greek. Like, man, if you don't get that shit out of here, let's go.
As part of a twisted, welcoming ritual, resulting in 2 of the fraternity's members being charged with assault and hazing. Disturbing body cam footage released Friday shows Nichols being beaten, pepper sprayed, and tasered by the cops during a traffic stop on January 7th. The 29-year-old, a FedEx worker and father of a 4-year-old boy, died 3 days later in the hospital. 5 of the officers, including Bean, have been charged with aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct, and official oppression.
Damn, they got charged with kidnapping, assault, all that shit. So that's him. That's his background. Like he said, it's a 2-for-1. So I'm going to go forward to this other Gorilla Monsoon looking ass nigga. He look, dude right here, he just got a face. You just want to found dude. Like, man, especially after watching that video, like, man, you look like without that uniform, bro, you will get, like, man. Now let's go to this. Let's go to this grape ape looking ass nigga right here. Let's go.
What I just read to you against him. Now on to the next one, who is Demetrius Haley. Now this one right here is, if you thought what was going on with Darius Bean was something, Demetrius Haley with his situation, he was actually real hands-on with this one. So Demetrius Haley says he was, it was a inmate that was in there that was brutally assaulted by this guy right here, and I believe it was another officer involved. They said man who was allegedly assaulted in 2015 by ex-officer in Tyre Nichols' case speaks out. So now this person is speaking out about the brutalization that he endured at the hands of him. One of the 5 former Memphis police officers accused in the fatal beating of Tyre Nichols took part in beating an inmate nearly 8 years ago, according to the man who made the accusation in a 2016 lawsuit. Kadarius, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce his name, Sledge, was serving a 3-year sentence for aggravated assault in 2015 when 2 correction officers beat him because he had a contraband cell phone. He said in an exclusive interview Wednesday from his Memphis halfway house. One of the officers Sledge named in his complaint was Demetrius Haley, who, according to the suit, worked for the Shelby County Corrections Department at the time. The Memphis Police Department fired Haley over multiple policy violations in the January 7th traffic stop of Nichols, including use of force. Nichols died 3 days after he was pulled over. Attempts to reach Haley for comment were unsuccessful. Shelby County inmate records show Haley was in custody Thursday on multiple charges, including second-degree murder, aggravated kidnapping. Officers involved in the traffic stop were also in custody and have been charged with his death. Sledge, age 34, said in an interview in his suit, which was dismissed before its merits were evaluated, that Haley was one of 2 officers under the supervision of a third who came into a cell block on May 16, 2015 to search him. When they came in to do one of their little random pop-in search, they called me and 2 other guys to the shower area to be strip searched, Sledge said. They requested for me to be searched first. Sledge said he ran past the officers in his underwear in an attempt to get rid of the cell phone. He did not assault Haley or the other officers, nor did he knock into them as he ran, he said. That's when they started punching on me, he said. They picked me up and slammed my head into the sink, and I blacked out. The 2016 lawsuit filed in U.S. District Court for Western Tennessee identified Haley as one of the officers who punched Sledge and accused a third officer of slamming his head into the sink. The officers took Sledge to the prison's medical infirmary, and the next day he said he noticed significant bleeding out of his ear. The suit, which Sledge filed without a lawyer, was dismissed in 2018 after a judge found he had not properly served one of the defendants with a summons. Sledge said he was in federal custody at the time and was unable to complete the necessary paperwork on his own. Judge Thomas Anderson did not address Sledge's allegations in the March 2nd, 2018 dismissal order. The Shelby County Attorney's Office advised NBC News to file a public records request in response to a question about whether an internal investigation was ever opened into Sledge's allegations.
So, dude, when he was working in the jail, almost killed an inmate. We done went a little bit over, y'all. So shout out to everybody that just stuck with me. Hit that like button if you ain't hit the like. Hit that sub button if you ain't hit the sub. Welcome to Mac World. So, all right, the one dude killed somebody when he was in the fraternity. They actually killed somebody or whatever, like, you know, or they had you know, something happened with somebody dying in the fraternity. I'm not gonna say he killed nobody. I don't want them to try to flag me or nothing like that. So something happened with somebody dying while he was in the fraternity, and you see they was doing a bunch of crazy pseudo-sexual zesty shit, hot sauce in their pants, paddling nuts, a bunch of gay shit. Then you see the bruh dude over here, the dude right here, this officer right here, Gorilla Monsoon right here. You see he almost killed the inmate in custody. Just out of frustration. He said he ran past him, ain't touch him or nothing like that, but they was looking for some contraband, almost killed him. So it's kind of like they power fantasies that they was taking out, and that they probably, man, these between dude and the other dude, they probably done beat or killed plenty people. You never know. Like, these is what killers look like nowadays. This is what make you kill somebody nowadays. You get this badge, like I be joking about the moderators on my page, talking about power tool gang on deck, too much power and all that. Man, you get this badge right here, you feel like you could do anything to anybody. You know what I'm saying? And they killed dude. They beat him to death. 3 doors down from his house, broke his neck, cracked his head open, did all that. And now it's finna be over for him. 2nd-degree murder and all that. But yeah, man, sad. I had to end it on the sad note. That's why I waited till the end. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. Shout out to all the content creators. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to everybody that checked in. I see you, E. I see you, Kanisha. Yeah, so my final thought is just, man, watch out for the police, black, white, whatever, because that badge is and make people do some dumb shit. And like I said about the other thing, if you're married, stick with it. If you're single, stick with it. If it's working for you. And yeah, everybody just make sure you being the real you out here. You know what I'm saying? We talk about living our best life. Your best life should be your realest life too. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for y'all, man. I'm up out of here. So till tomorrow. Later.